And welcome back to more Super Paper Mario. Last time we ended up kind of being turned into a veggie, but we're safe, we're fine, and maybe this will come in handy for us. We also fought our chunks, and Dementia is clearly up to something, and that is a little scary, but for the time being, all we can do is progress. Now, fun fact, with the row, one really good strategy against these guys is actually grabbing their heads and tossing them back. This is actually a very effective strategy because you get full points for it. Because you get points for the head and the body separately. Anyway, this is why you need the little sprout. Remember this room? It scans to see if we are a Fluoro Cragnon. Now we're close enough to counting, I guess. So we got all these portraits. For example, this is King Croacus IV. The first king of the Flora Kingdom, Croacus I is known as the greatest of kings. He united the Flora sapiens under a single cause, creating the Flora Kingdom. He made a capital here and established a calendar begun at the kingdom's birth. Heavily armored, he bore deadly thorns and came to be called the Iron Rose. The kingdom's infrastructure and early roads were built by Croacus I's design. When his successor, the prince, wilted unexpectedly, so did Croacus I's spirit. The Flora year 444 marked the start of his reign of fear, the Darkening. Eventually, Croacus I and his foul regime were overthrown in a sappy coup d'etat. The king was struck down, marking the official end of the Darkening. His wilting words were said to be the Iron Rose shan't wither, but wither he did. So, we have descriptions of that length for all of them, so I don't know how many we'll actually go through. We're almost dying, too, so we probably should be a little more careful. Croacus II was the daughter of the great ruler, King Croacus I, blah blah blah. Croacus II was imprisoned for being critical of the former king's policies, but when he was overthrown by the people, Croacus II was freed and given the throne. Her efforts to reduce taxes and study diseases made Croacus II very popular. Eventually, her influence helped erase the scars the Darkening had left. She also compiled a Flora sapiens prehistory called the Fictionarian. The book was to be her legacy, a historic mark of her benevolent influence. Croacus II feared the fight for her throne that might ensue if she bore many heirs. She had but one heir late in her life, earned her the name the White Maiden. So that's all well and good, but you may be wondering if there's more to it than meets the eye, and lo and behold, there is. Got a little bit of a secret passageway under each floor. And, we got another Flora Cragnon, and also an Ultra Shroom, which is greatly appreciated, because we were kind of low on health. So, we got these switches, we have to swap the colors for. So this one's, like, dark, so we have to make the switch black colored, and so on. Did not need to read that again. I was trying to climb a ladder, thank you very much. By the way, you can also just do this to defeat them, but it's kind of slow. Also, I don't think I actually blew up the floor. I don't know why I didn't. I thought that would work. But it did not, sadly. So we need to make the switch different than the last one. This one needs to, I think, be white. If I'm not mistaken. There we go. Oh, bad timing on that. This one's blue. This is King Croacus III, presumably, based on the naming convention we've seen thus far. And we got Vulture. That's cool, I guess. Can't carry anymore. Croacus III was just one when his mother wilted. He became the youngest king ever. The young king had a great predilection and talent for poetry and arts. His talent was evident in works like Ice Rose, a book of poems from his 37th year. But he was also afflicted by a terrible disease from the time he was born. Without ever impacting the affairs of his kingdom, he wilted at age 88. The cause of his wilting was never made public. Many suspected a conspiracy. This was never confirmed. Interesting. It is cool having all this lore, but it's also a lot to read. From the standpoint of trying to make videos, it's a lot to take in. And lastly, I did not mean to read that one again. Again, ladder. And lastly, we have a current king. I like how that one isn't cracked, but the whole point is like, oh, you probably get the memo by now, so we don't need to make it cracked. I like that game design. It's like, yeah, you should have figured out the pattern after 3 times. And we get a curtain that unveils the secret door. Anyway, present. Formerly a regent for King Croacus III, he ruled in place of the frail child king. After Croacus III's wilting, his service was recognized and he was made king. His stabilizing influence and political savvy made him popular and well known. His recent achievements include: in Flora year 1625, he invented a method for mind-controlling Cragnons. In Flora year 1626, he spearheaded an initiative to enslave Cragnons and Moss. Sounds like a nice guy. Not really. Anyway, this is the guy we're gonna have to be fighting in a moment. Ooh, wee-oo, where are my pretties? Pretties, beautiful things. Ooh-wee, bring them to me. More. Oh, what is this hideous clashing thing? Are you King Croacus? Ooh, so you must be the intruders I've heard so much about. Well, I will not forgive the great trashing of my beautiful kingdom. No, you. Thus you are warned. King Croacus, you must release the Cragnons you've enslaved. Never. Their sturdy bodies make them such fine workers, exquisite. I need them to dig up more gems so I can build a bejeweled palace. Ooh-wee. Why, how positively horrid. Release them this instant. Trash is garbage no matter how you dress it. This world is made for beauty. And if you need some proof, then have a look at this. It's a pure heart. I can hear it in your voice. You want it so badly you can barely think. Seems you all seek beauty, so how dare you take a high horse over me? Don't compare us to you. We're nothing like you. Your blabber hurts my ears, and your smell's wilting me. I can stand you no longer. I rarely stoop to such things, but I'll destroy you myself. Consider an honor. Here I come. So, we can actually use his own little heads against him, luckily. When he shows himself, just toss one of the other little flowers into him, and there you go. That's the boss fight. At least for the first phase. Spoiler, there are multiple phases. I guess. The last boss had multiple phases, so I guess it's kind of not too surprising. This is a good boss theme too, it fits his character. It's hard to describe sometimes, but just sometimes when you hear a song, it's like, yeah, this makes sense for this character. This isn't the easiest boss fight, by the way. It's very easy to mess this up. Like right now, it's hard to reach him. But look, that's phase 1. So we have a slightly different strategy now. We basically have to grab either the head and then toss it into the discs, or I think we can also do it the other way around. Yeah, we can do it the other way around too. Both work. Oh, that's unfortunate timing. Blade finally appeared just as we had no real way of attacking. Yeah, this is a pretty interesting boss fight. And also it's interesting from the standpoint of using Thoreau, who we haven't actually seen active use from in quite some time in this game. Beautiful. Even as I wilt, I am beautiful. King Croacus! What? Whoa. What did you guys do, huh? You have defeated your king. Get over it. Hey, shut up, you don't get it at all. King Croacus was awesome, he totally thought of his people first, man. And you wilted him. What? What are you talking about? Water, man, I'm talking about water. The Cragnons were polluting our water. Those dudes were tossing trash into the river. We had to drink that crud. That dirty water was what drove our king bonkers, don't you get it? So then... oh. Of course, I knew it all along. Cragley-ho! Emergency special report from the Flora front lines. Environmental pollution drives Flora sapiens mad. Will they rampage? So the villagers throwing garbage in the river was the reason for this whole thing? Well, I tried to tell those guys, but my thoughts were too far ahead of their time. Let's play well with Green Cragnon crowd. Ratings explode, bruh. Like Crags on Ice meets Baron von Craggington. Yes, once my fellow villagers will see this, they'll surely realize the error of their ways. Once the words of Flint Cragley reach them, they'll throw garbage no more. Yeah, water, man. I mean, it's easily our most precious treasure, you know what I mean? Promise not to dirty your water and we'll just chill down here and be cool. And we'll totally take those sprouts off your villagers' noggins too, man. Sounds like a fine way to keep the peace in the land. To keep those promises, folks. That was a rather unexpected turn. Wailing on the king aside, you guys are totally heroes, you should take this. One of our earliest kings received a safeguard until the hero's arrival, and people have kept that promise for like 1500 years or something crazy like that. I'm sure our world's king here would be stoked that this duty got done. And with that, we have finished up Chapter 5 in a slightly unexpected way. Men of true grit witness live what others can only see through crag vision. That is what moves me to travel into the belly of the beast week after week. Thanks again for watching, and until the next time, Cragley-ho! Having wrapped their latest shoot, Flynn and crew went back to downtown of Crag. Mario and friends clutched the sixth pure heart as they walked back to Flipside. Our heroes had taken a new step towards overturning the prophecy of destruction. And with that, we have finished up the chapter for real, and next time we will take care of some preparations for Chapter 6. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Super Paper Mario.